minutes into the first period. Now, long run of play without a whistle to start the game. What's going on, everybody? John Under with you. We join in progress because we had to wait for the game with the United States to finish off. They won 6-3 over Germany, but it's going to be Canada and Czechia tonight. So as we join in progress here, about 4 minutes have expired again. I'm probably maybe a minute or so on a delay. So I'm going to lead you into the projected lines. So head coach, Team Canada, Dale Hunter. Your forward lines will go defense and goaltending per usual. Iginla, Michael Misa, Porter Martone is the captaincy. Gavin, McKenna, Michael Hage, Brady Martin, Cole Reschny, Cole Braeden, Jett Luchanko, and then Liam Greentree, Brandon Cootes, Sam O'Reilly, Caleb Benoit will be the extra. On defense for Canada will be the Cameron Reid and Zayne Parekh, Carson, Carels, Harrison, Brunicke, Kashawn, Aitcheson, and Ben Danford, Carter George and Jack Ivankovic. Carter George be another straight World Juniors for him. So good look on that. And then for Czechia, again, I do have their mainline forwards. We'll get into that once we get a stoppage. Right now it's 15:45 left to go in the first as George will be canceled that off with the right side glove. Canada and the road on this side, because last year this was in Red Deer, as it's picked up now toward the right side boards, played in off the backhand for Hage. Since to the point, it's loose at the net. Czechia trying to get a couple of stick lifts. And now this goes to the right side dot. Here's a shot. We'll go just wide. Let's take a look on live sport once we get that commercial stoppage and see who is in net. It could be Ursula, could be Marek, could be Stuybeck. 1, 2, or 30 for Czechia to get a number on that. Again, my feed is going to be a little bit blurry here, but it should be well enough to go ahead and do this game. Canada, as Gavin McKenna drew a power play, has the puck now with 5 minutes expired in the first. We're still scoreless. Again, there hasn't been any upset so far in day one, but considering day one, there's been a lot of interesting results. Teams probably score more than as expected. Is Brunicke, and behind his own net now. We'll get this pass across for Michael Misa, first line out there for Dale Hunter's squad. Maybe stick the side, try to get looped out in front toward the right side red line. Now Canada will play this off the back pass. Has it to the left side. Luchanko sends this one across. The one-timer gets blocked, goes back to Brunicke, and now picked up. Porter Martone, the captaincy for Canada, lets this one go. They get blocked again. Czechia has a breakaway out of this. Forehand backhand slide across and run out of room there for Vaclav Nastrassel. As this will go the other way now for Canada on a 2-on-3. Czechia has the reinforcements back. Sent back around the left side red line now. Czechia, always one of those teams that love to play physical like the United States. And I say that more so towards a regular game, not just international, as Benoit ends up finishing off his hit. Czechia will go left to right. Again, they have the red jerseys on top of the gray and the blue helmets. Canada has the black helmets with the red leaf and the white jerseys. Long lead pass again, chance. This one goes just wide. That was fired on by Kashawn Aitcheson. There's a couple of breakaway opportunities, both missed. Picked up on the backhand now. George, a couple of saves as this one is near the right side red line. Here's a chance from the point that goes wide, and off the end boards, Czechia just able to hold and loop this around. 13-10 left to go in the first round. They're with you on a solo call. I think this is my 4th straight year doing World Juniors. Again, a little bit of a delay this time. We'll see toward the medal rounds if I work with people and kind of get that one a little closer as Gavin McKenna flips it around. But I didn't want to miss this, and I'm not going to. Games on Friday and Saturday. We'll see about Monday right now. As this is picked up toward the right side of the glass, Jett Luchanko. Again, he's one of the returnees for Canada. This will go all the way back in there to the end. Be a race for the puck now, as Adam Benoit was almost able to get there first, and Czechia finishes off a couple of hits. Good windmill for Carson Carels, as this is picked off on the left side of the blue paint. Czechia on the backhand turns it over, and a rolling vulcanized rubber is fought for. Canada just able to push it into the neutral zone as Juracek will go ahead and when this was a battle at the net, as Czechia was trying to make some changes here for Patrick Augusta's squad. Almost lost an edge. And Carson Carels. He flipped up the other way now. McKenna They'll stick drag into the left side dot and lose it. As this is looped back in behind the end boards here from Adam Benoit. Benoit in his own area. This bounces looking for McKenna, and it hit one of the Czechian players on the left side of the post. As Aitcheson, third line, still back out there on defense. Stick drag, chance. And this one will be held. Page was the one that let it go. Looks like Ursulak might be the one in net. So Ursulak is in net. Let me see if I can get. .46 left to go on the first. The shots on goal are low. Again, they did say, and they've seen this over the last few years doing this, that every battle between Canada and Czechia is usually tight. So Ursulak in net for Czechia, Carter George in net for Canada. Opportunity now off the turnaround chance. This one, Aitcheson lost it, and he's getting a lot of time despite being on the third line so far for Dale Hunter's squad. Played it off the backhand. Opportunity to get picked up for Canada. They'll flip the ice. Aitcheson's pass. Push this one ahead looking for a breakout opportunity, but they go offside. Does Canada at 11-11. I guess you can make a wish here. Canada wants to be able to medal this time around. Again, when you think about Sweden and Canada last year, they did not medal, which is really not something you're ever used to. They're profiling Carter George, age 19, on Owen Sound of the OHL. Again, if I had the opportunity to go down to this tournament, I really wanted to do that, but considering it was in Minnesota with all the snow and some of the chances and other things to profile during the holiday season, and maybe the money as well, but I think this would be something that I put on the bucket list to go ahead and see the national players play for the U20 team as this one goes up and on play, because it's just something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life when you get a chance to play for your country. So Ivankovic is the starter for the U of M hockey team, college. He's going to get the start tomorrow when Canada plays Latvia. Gordon Millar and Mike Johnson just made that mention. We're at 11:06 of the first. It'll be an O-zone draw here for the Czechs. As this will be flipped back down the ice. Opportunity to pick this one up for Vladimir Dvorsky. Dvorsky now have this one picked up right in the middle of the blue paint. And he'll get stick chop. Czechia now on a rush, trying to break right up the gut. And there's just sticks all over the place. They got in front of Carter George. And then they'll get whisked away down the ice. So Mateus Mann now looking to sit up for Dvorsky. Looking for a pass out that bounces in between some blades. Opportunity to do some moves for Strassel. That was pretty good. Try to kick it back to his blade. But Canada now will dip this one off the rush. As Jakob Verberger. We'll send this one the other way now for Czechia. This is picked up there toward the left side blue line. And Canada's back end. We'll send this around. Again, looking at some of the chances that they have to bring in, I have to go ahead. I'll probably just use the projected lines. I'll just use everything else on the roster because it's just not all popping up for me. Ben Danford was the one that sent it in. I just have everything printed out here. It's picked up now toward the left side blue line. Chance at the point goes up high. This will be sent back up for Braeden. On the left side, Martin gets this back to the point. Here's a chance, and this will be knocked away. Here for Ursulak. And now Czechia able to go the other way for Chihar. We'll go ahead and take a change for Patrick Augusta's squad. Flip back him on the onboards for Ethan MacKenzie. MacKenzie now will flip this out ahead. Canada able to steal off of Danford's breakout pass. And now Gavin McKenna will play this for the left side red line. No score here between Czechia and Canada. The shots are just 3-2. Big defensive battle so far. Czechia now trying to throw a pass right up the gut. This just got knocked away from Thomas Galvis. Canada now trying to get it out of their own end. Call for it up to the left side dot. Czechia's got possession, left side red line. Play crisscross. Here's a turn. Galvis keeps his head up, fires it at the net. It hit one of the Canadian players. Didn't know where it was. One of them falls down. Looks like Maximilian Kurin. Canada the other way. Good shot block there for Czechia. It was diving out as Max Pasenka. This knocks down the net behind, and this was going on the top of the back of Ursulak, so hopefully he's okay. He was sprawled out at 8:37 as we'll get a stoppage. So we'll take a break, 8:37 left. Again, I have the full lines out there for both teams. I'm just going to use that and look over when I can. I think it'll be faster. I'll come back and call more in the first.
Who is this? How like the number one draft pick this year, and he's breaking records in the SHL. Follow his and many other careers through 5-Score. Download the Elite Prospects app now.
Could you please submit your mistake? Is this central points? Hi. Here, submit your receipts.
Never chasing CBN. Love finance. Devils, Jets, January 11th, 2 Eastern on NHL Network Showcase. And the QR code will put on screen and get Crave starting at $3.99 a month for your first 3 months and stream the latest blockbusters, Canadian Crave originals, and hit series all in one place on Crave. Game is settled in just a little bit the last 3 or 4 minutes after its very frenetic start.
Michael Misa, again, he's one of the top San Jose Sharks. As this will be flipped back around the end boards now. Canada. It's a good pinch toward the left side red line, but Czechia able to fight this through. Porter Martone was going through some traffic. We flip back around for Iginla. It's too bad he didn't end up with the Flames. This goes back to the point. That would have been a heck of a storyline. Canada now sends it to the net. This is stick chopped away from Ursulak. Canada will spin and turn. The left side boards. Iginla not giving up on the play. His teammate gets tied up. Iginla wins a battle, tries to throw it out in front. Here's a bomb inside the slot, and that one will go just wide. Cameron Reid was the one that let it fly. So good opportunities here for Canada, but even better defense for Czechia. Now they turn it over. Here's a drop pass. Chance in the left side net, but Czechia is there. Again, off the back check, even off a turnover. 7:35 left to go in first. Spin around now for the Canadians. Ben Danford. Danford now trying to get this one back to the point. This one gets blocked again. Flip back around is Ivankovic. Have to wait the breakout here. Get knocked away. Ivankovic able to drive the lane. This one fought off by George. It's at the net. And then the left side of the pad. And we'll brush that aside as Canada able to get it out now. 7:10 left to go in the first. Both teams try to go for a change. It's for Berger. Needs some help. Czechia there again off the centering feed, able to get the steal. Bring this one up ice from Adam Tittlebach, but this will go off sides. 7:03 left to go in the first. So I don't think the delay is going to be too bad. I'm just happy to be able to. I appreciate Nick Edwards here for this TV pass to try to get everything going here. They can watch this because it is only on NHL Network, and from where I am right now, born in the condo, I don't have access to it. So this is the only way to be able to kind of watch this here. We'll see next week if we get toward the medal rounds, maybe Sunday, Monday, if I need to go ahead and kind of do that live. But right now, I think we should be good because there's ice storms and everything else going here. So I want to stay here today and tomorrow at least. This will be flipped back down. And now Czechia can kind of take a breath, put this one left to right, and be a rush for Strassel. Strassel finishes his hit again. He looks like a big boy, all about 6'3", 6'4" from what I'm seeing, as he finishes off another check, couple of stick chops, and the offside against the Canadians. 6:38 left to go in the first. Remember covering this a few years ago. If I scroll back down in the notes, when they last met up in the opener in 2023, we had that. I put it as an instant classic. Czechia beat Canada 5-2. 2023 gold medal game is where Canada last won and got their revenge. They beat Czechia 3-2. It was iconic. Again, yeah, I don't want Parekh in here with me at the time, but it's been the USA Showcase ever since. They're trying to go for a three-peat. Czechia has got 2 straight bronze over the last couple of tournaments, and as we said, Sweden and Canada didn't medal last year. That's not something you ever say. Defeated Canada in the WJC quarterfinal last 2 years, as we talked about. Picked up now, so these two teams should know each other well. One-timer, great save, George. That was loose out there for Adam Benoit, who let a fallacious one-timer go near the left dot. And that was canceled off nicely. He just met the angle. Ozone draw for the Czechs. This will be one back again. Benoit is the 102nd overall pick in the 4th round by the Minnesota Wild. And that was a good opportunity for him off the carom. Canada now to the left side. Hage centered on her front. Bounce and pass, scores! Canada on the board first. It's Hage off the give and go. First one goes in off the blocker of Ursulak, and Hage is right there. The Canadians draw first blood right at 6:07. So again, let me get a correction here. Hage gets the secondary assist for McKenna. Braeden Martin is the one that scores at 28, not 29. So Martin for McKenna and Hage, and it's 6:07 of the first. His first for the tournament. Again, this is the nightcap of the opening night for the 2026 WJCs. This one in St. Paul, Minnesota. So Aitcheson able to flip it out. Big glove back down onto the air. And this is a pretty good work for Canada there as they anticipated that long pass. Now toward the left side of red line, Canada trying to get this in the O zone again. Be flipped back near for Iginla on that first line, picked up across the boards. Here from Michael Misa. Misa now will flip this back and around, looking for Iginla. Czechia has just conceded one. Here's a one-timer out in front for Porter Martone, but this one gets sticked away, and Czechia just mercifully gets this one down the ice. Not far enough across for icing, so we will continue here. Flip back here for Ben Danford. Able to gain the left side red line and throw it in. About 5 minutes left of this first period. Czechia is down 1-0. Now it's a 3-on-2 developing off the rush. I don't see a hand in the air for tripping. Is Canada able to get away with that in the left side red line? It's turned over. Carter George says no. On the backhand, able to deny Tittlebach for an opportunity. Braeden Cootes push this one ahead now for Galvis, who will reset it now for Czechia. Switch the ice. Now on the left side, Dot. It's Czechia here as they'll play crisscross and behind the net of Michael Ursulak. Look to get set up here. We'll leave the shot board 8-7. But Brady Martin's got the first goal here for Canada. Looking for an outstretched pass for about 50. As this will get sent back down. Here's a lead for Zayne Parekh. As he try to get this one out to the right side red line. Canada able to escape the danger here for Benoit. Benoit has this one in the middle of the slot. Looking for a chance. Back door. And that one goes just wide of Ursulak. Near the right side of the blue line. Braeden now. Try to do some work, but Czechia able to get out of their own end. 3:50 left to go in the first. Again, World Junior Championship nightcap. This is night one. Here is a chance that gets loose out in front for Braeden. He lets one fly. It goes high. And now Czechia desperate to try to get this in there, but O'Reilly flip this back around. Sam will get this one ahead to the left side blue line. Czechia now will start again. And that same spot. Here's a fluttering pass. It is onside, and one of the Czechian players gets bowled in the net against Jordan, but the play's still live. They should have an extra man here off the drop. Here's a chance, another block. And Czechia, excellent work, looking for another breakout for the guy that just went on the bench. It's picked up now toward the left side. It's loose out in front. One-time attempt gets fanned on. Czechia patient. Galvis lets it go. Tip scores! Beautiful tip out in front. And they've got the tie. It's Thomas Poultien, number 18. And we're all squared at 1. It was a good call there from Mike Johnston. As Poultien, I think, was the one that got crashed into the net against Carter George. I'll have to get a number correction on that if it wasn't against number 38 Canada. But yeah, he tips it. So he's definitely got the goal for Czechia, but I wanted to see if he was the guy that initially was in the net for Carter George. But it was Benoit who let it fly. It was tipped by Poultien. 20 and 18. They combine, and it's a 1-1 game now. In Czechia, just as it is when we usually cover this tournament, they play Canada tight. And we'll have to see the way that it goes. I want to know, in my question across the board, I said, I think this is the year that Canada goes back in the medal rounds and wins one gold, silver, bronze, or do you still think they're going to be eliminated in the quarterfinal? 2:59 left to go in the first. Again, you can watch this on TSN in Canada, NHL Network in the States. Have access to some streams. Maybe if you look up TV Pass, you can follow that across as where I'm watching it. But again, I'm probably just a minute delayed, but maybe not more so than that. So Novotny gets the steal, puts it in toward the net. Here's a back pass. Another chance against George, and a missed high of the right side post. Turnaround chance off the glove of Carter George. Now the shot board has ballooned from 12-7, from 8 from when they just scored. Now Canada try to get it out of their own end, left side red line, off the drop pass. Wide open at the point. Here's a chance. Scores ripped in. This one is Michael Hage. I thought I got the first one. It was the second one he got from Martin. Hage scores off the drop pass, a bottom of a wrister past Ursulak. Now it's 2-1 right at 2:22 of the first. See how this one materializes. Hage able to use the backboards. McKenna will make this pass. The left side blue line, they'll activate. Hage is just inside the circles, maybe just outside the circles as he lets it go. He rips it bar down and in near the left side of the post. Yeah, bar down and in from the left side post. A bomb of a wrist shot. Nothing Ursulak's going to be able to do there. Canada, that's a hellacious shot there. They take the lead. And you know what? Honestly, even as a diehard U.S., when you look at this for Canada, that might be one of the best goal-scoring moves that I've seen since Connor Bedard when he was here. And I think that says a lot. Now, you can talk about the rest of their group, and so maybe they put some more role players in here than anything else, because you got to keep in mind, Macklin Celebrini could still be here if he wasn't doing so well for the Sharks. He's only 19, and this is a U20 tournament. Martone, Iginla, as this one gets sent back in behind the end boards. Tej will pick this one up for a moment. Good fight for Tej. Has this now. High slot pass, chance at the net, and that was fought off. Michael Misa was right at the doorstep. Ursula made a great save. Good back and forth here in this night one we've seen from all these teams. And 90 seconds left to go in the opening frame. As this will get picked up here for Cameron Reid. We'll go crisscross now for Benoit. Benoit will send it in. There's some changes on the fly for Dale Hunter's squad. It's loose out in front, but Czechia able to. One of the players did a barrel roll, got knocked down. Jett Luchanko will throw it the other way. Cootes will throw the pass out in front, but Czechia is there to pick it off. Opportunity now for Peter Sikora. Yes, it's a different spelling, but a common name. As he throws that one on net, fought off by Carter George with the right pad. Another chance at the point. This one gets knocked away from Max Pasenka, who let it go. Left side dot. 50 seconds left to go in the first. Good backhanded move and 5-hole finish. At least I thought it was. No, it's not. Canada was celebrating. They had their hands in the air. I wanted to wait. I was 5 seconds ahead of that. My fault. 2-1. It is Canada have the edge. 42 seconds left. We'll finish up the rest of the first round and come back. My apologies there. I usually don't do that, but Canada was already celebrating and I thought they might have scored. 2-1 is the lead here for the Canadians. We got about 46 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up the summary across so I can get the box put away. So Brady Martin at 13:53. Gavin McKenna and Michael Hage. That was the opening goal at 13:53. The late goal, Hage from Martin. Make sure again, I have the rosters, and then it's Ben Danford, number 14. Yes, it is. You got to pull those back up here so I can do play-by-play. Just want to get those typed in for the game story that'll be up a little bit later tonight. So as icing hits at 36.1. It'll be Poltien from Benoit and Pasenka. Zayne Parekh has it now. We have the right side down. We got about 30 seconds left of this first. Zayne is still patient. Calgary Flames prospect. And he played some time at the big club, able to stick it ahead. And it's picked up in the left side, too wide for partner Martone. Martone gets it hard against the inboards, pops back up. 10 seconds left to go in this first. Here's a chance. It gets deflected off of one of the Czechian players. Desperate attempts at the net. And this is fought off for to the left side of the blue paint, and the lights will go. The green flashing lights as you had Ursulak. It was a jam, about 3-4 players. It was Porter Martone after his shot got blocked near the top of the left post that created the havoc. So Martone fires. It gets initially blocked a couple of times by Adam Jiricek, and it's essentially a goal line stand before the light comes off. And that is how we end the first period. The Canadians have a 2-1 lead over the Czechs.
should be a penalty shot if they could have called it real time. Even though it was accidental going to glove, he caught it and chucked it around the post. It's out of harm's way. You make it clear it's a puck cross the middle line. We have no goal on the ice. We want to see the puck cross the goal line. So, to me, Gord, it did not cross the goal line. It was right on top of the inside of the goal. Misa shaking his head, no, we see it in replay. They're not reviewing to see if he covered the puck with his hand. Just if it went in. So, hoping, despite Canada's hopes that this puck got over, it's hard to tell. Not hard to see. Max started to throw the puck around the post after he had stopped it. Here's a great look at it. 12 on 10. It's on his shin. But his knee is trapped into his glove and his shin. His shin looks to me like it's above the goal line. If the ref can do it over, they would call a penalty shot right here. He makes the save. He grabs the puck in his hand and throws it out and around the post. That's a penalty shot. That won't be called though, as a review for over the goal line. As close as it is, I really think that knee stayed at the goal line. So it should stay 2-1. That should be a penalty shot. Should have been. I don't think it's going to be. So things have been long look at this. As the witches are looking out, referees out to bias the United States. The whole Canadian team's on the ice still. There's about a half dozen Czechia players hanging around the bench. Orsolak is an interested viewer with his mask off watching as well. Hoping that it stays just 2-1. It's not reviewable. Not close to the hand of the puck, so they'll see it and then all missed it, but that doesn't matter. I think this one should be no goal. End of the period. Alexander Olsen directed the referee sweep. Off the review into play. The call on the ice confirmed. We have no goal. And now Martone goes right over and says, but he closes his hand of the puck. And it'll explain to him. Nothing we can do. Sometimes it's how it goes. 2-1 Canada lead. We're just getting started at the World Junior Hockey Championship.
So we'll begin the World Juniors at the end of the first with a 2-1 lead for Canada. There was a big review at the end of it. Again, the reason why I didn't do the play-by-play period was already over, and it's not reviewable as far as whether or not the hand was put on the puck. It was already called. Otherwise, Canada could have had a penalty shot toward the end of that first, and you could have possibly made 3-1. I'm just typing up a little bit of the recap there to help me with the story notes as we were in the first intermission. So let's get you the shots on goal and the reset. So shots on goal are 11 apiece. They don't keep track of hits on the live sport box, so I don't think I can give you that. We'll see if I can. We do have face-offs. Canada's got a heavy edge of that, 10-4. All right, so for those that want the reset again, it was a little bit late for me coming in because we had to wait for the U.S. coverage to finish. But it's 2-1 Canada after one. Again, we came into the game about 5 minutes as that game was in progress. Brady Martin on a perfect pass from McKenna, and then the play of Hage in the slot that kind of started from right to left. He scores in tight, near toward the left post, finishes it off. Hage kind of got that play going. That's why I thought he scored, but it was 29, not 28. So Martin for McKenna and Hage. Czechia about 5 minutes later. We'll get you the reset as far as the summary. That one was 17:01. This shot from Adam Benoit was tipped by Poltien. It's 1-1. It gets it just below that crossbar. Perfect tip. No chance for Carter George. Ties the game at 1. And then at 17:38, again, these are goals that are late in the period. 17:38 left to go, about 2.5 minutes. Hage with a bomb over wrister just in between the circles. Bar down and in near the left post. And it's a 2-1 lead for Canada after 1. Points on that for Hage, Martin, and Ben Danford. Shots on goal are 11 apiece. Face-offs are 10-4 for Canada. And I apologize, it's all that's tracked. Penalty minutes, there was just 1 for Czechia. So we can put that in as well. So power play, Canada 0 for 1. And as I always say in the IIHF, again, this is my 4th year covering. I'm not going to declare myself an expert by any means. But if there is ever any contact in the blue paint, you can breathe on somebody, any contact in the blue paint between Carter George or Slock or whoever's in goal for any of these games that you watch, probably not going to be a goal. That's one of the things that you figure out from the IIHF compared to the NHL. Even if it seems incidental, probably not going to be a goal. So just keep that in mind as a rule of thumb if you're a first timer watching this. It's not one size fits all, but it's probably the best way I can explain it. So as we said in the first intermission, I'm not going to yap a whole bunch, but I can at least give you the resets for earlier action today. I think that's a good thing to do. So the opening game of the day was Sweden and Slovakia. And I'm looking on Sweden's side, and I'm just going to count this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 penalties. I know you have 4 for Slovakia, but 9 penalties called. It was a 3-2 final. Sweden just avoids an upset over Slovakia. Shots on goal were 32-25. So Anton Frendel opens the scoring, and then Victor Ackland makes it 2-0 before a late goal. 5 seconds left from Pobazol from Misa. Again, I don't have their rosters there with me. I will once we start covering more of the tournament, not just day 1. I got 2 games covered for today and then tomorrow for U.S. Swiss. But it was 2-1 after 1. 2-1 after 2, 3-1, 3-2 is your final. Tomic ties it at 2-2. There was no goals in the first. And then Stenberg, who could be the number 1 pick in this draft. That's why I heard some Calgary Flames fans on X talk about that as well. He wins it at 16:03 from Genborg. So scoreless first, 2-1 after 2, 3-2 is your final. And I'm pretty sure, if I have to guess, Sweden did not cover the spread in this game. And speaking of another team that didn't cover the spread but won it, we'll go to Denmark and Finland in a minute. But the United States got off to a quick start. Max Plant, Carson, Reid, Will Horkoff made it 3-0. Again, James Higgins with a couple points. Zellers had a good game. Teddy Stiga got the golden goal last year, got an assist in that period. Kosa ends up making it 3-1. Germany only down 2. And then they make it a 1-goal game. The Seattle scores. Well, Zellers bounces back. Booz makes it 4-3. And then Zellers with a back-to-back goal. Cole Eiserman makes it finished off in the second period at 6-3 at 18:07. No goals in that third. But I would say this is probably another one of those. If you look at the spread, that was not covered. Puck line says 2.5, so I guess. But I'm surprised it's not more than that. Although, if we're being honest with ourselves, the United States, as much as I would like them to three-peat, I don't think they're going to this year. And then the only other game so far that has been decided, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody, Denmark, I don't know how many games they're going to win, if they will win in this tournament, but Finland gets a 6-2 victory. Now, Konsta I believe, is still a Buffalo Sabres product, so he's not on the ice here for Team Finland. He could be in the U20 tournament, but Sabres have been playing well lately, and they want to keep him, so that's going to take a hit for them. They had a 3-1 lead after one. They led 6-1 after two, and that was pretty much all she wrote there for the Finns, because they got their job done. So if Canada holds today, that means there really hasn't been any upsets in day one. The game I cover tomorrow with the Swiss in the United States, maybe Brady Noling will get the start in net. Who knows? This is a U20 tournament. He's actually U18. So it'd be really interesting to get a chance to watch him. I actually hope he starts. When we come back, we'll call the second period.
The perfect holiday snack box isn't one thing, it's everything. So customize your box. Peppermint fat your box, holiday with marathon your box, classic candy swirl your box, cozy by the fire roasted nuts your box. There's a gift for everyone this season in your box. Celebrate your holiday your way. Endless options, zero compromises. Build your own incredible holiday snack box at Plus.com and get 20% off plus free shipping.
And we work harder to protect it. Visit Brunicke.com today.
Goaltending is a goal scoring machine. What's more magic in Seattle? This is the IIHF. I might go to H, but at the University of Michigan, this is shooting on the high. The drill I'm doing here is replicating catching and drop passing game. My first touch being skating on an angle, trying to freeze the goalie and pulling the puck off my hip. And as I see that goalie freeze, shoot it right off my hip and try to shoot it to that far side. I think doing a drill like this helps my game just try and get the set situations that are a really big situation. And once that time comes, then get that rep, I feel really confident in my shot and just releasing it off my hip. And for me, just being opportunistic is the biggest thing. I think it's really important to continue to practice drills like this. Practicing it just helps me feel confident once I get those touches, make dangerous areas in the game.
If you're enjoying your boxing day, here's what happened in the first 3 games.
Sweden, Slovakia. Under 5 to go in the third. Ivar Stenberg in the running with McKenna to go first overall next year. Takes a pass to front and scores a beauty. And that would be the difference. Sweden gets a scare, wins it 3-2 the final. Denmark, Finland, Finns in control of this one the whole way. Up 3-1 in the second. And it's Atoms Koivu, son of Saku, a terrific player, scores. Finland takes it 6-2 the final. Germany, USA. 3-2 Americans in the second. Will Sellers in front. First of the tournament. Germany hung around in this one for the longest time, but after Germany got one back here, it's Sellers again. Second of the game. Americans taking 6-3 to the final. They're looking for their third straight World Junior gold. 4 more games tomorrow. It begins with Slovakia, Germany. No. Latvia versus Canada. Quick turnaround for this one. 4 Eastern time. 4:30 Eastern for the drop of puck. U.S., Switzerland, Denmark, Czechia to wrap things up. Our in-depth numbers provided by our friends at Sport Logic. Big advantage for Canada. Look at the last one. Slot driving plays 25-5. The control entries 24-14. But the only number that matters is a 1-goal lead for Canada. 2-1 as we head towards the second quarter. Miller, Mike Johnson in the call. Right after this, from the World Juniors on TSN.
Again, I just don't want to get copyrighted here for some of this music, but it is 2-1. Canada has a lead over Czechia as we are in the first intermission. My name is John Ott. Again, as usual, I'm going to be here with you throughout the WJCs. I'm going to cover the most of the quarterfinals. Again, I got games on today, tomorrow, and Monday, and then we'll see as far as going to next week. I know for New Year's Eve, I'm going to be spending some time with the missus, so we're going to be doing that as usual on December 31st. Going to make those plans. The U.S. is going to be playing Sweden. Probably will have that game recorded just so I can go ahead and see what that is all about, because Sweden might go undefeated in the tournament, but who knows what happens when they get into the medal rounds. So you get a chance to start this second period rather quickly, so not much of an intermission I have to go through here, which is not too bad for me, as players will switch ends right to left, go Czechia. I'm trying to take a long look at the red jerseys in terms of the gray and the blue helmets. Again, Canada. They're technically the home team in this game, but it's a road ice for everybody as they're in St. Paul, Minnesota. Here's a chance. Carter George, no rebound in front of the net. There will be a little bit of pushing here for Brunicke, but the refs, IIHF, really don't like that. And after they give you a couple warnings, they just start giving people minor penalties across the board. But we'll see. Mike Johnson had talked about just trying to let everyone else continue to push and feel good about what they're doing, as Furberger let the shot go from the left side dot. Good save there for Carter George. Again, Ivankovic, another one of those guys from U of M. Michael Hage. Again, I'm able to actually be pretty excited about that. Another one of those U of M guys alongside Team Canada. Again, with Kent Johnson, guys like Adam Fantilli. I think from years before, it's no surprise. As this will be picked up now for Iginla. I've liked his game so far, though. Able to skate through everybody as Braeden throws it in behind the end boards, back to Tej in the right side red line. This will be picked off. Good push for Maximilian Curran as he fights his way for the right side red line. Curran picks it up, throws it back to the point. Good chance here off the back pass. Curran now try to get to it again as a bouncing puck will get recollected here for Michael Misa. First line on here. And off the spin, off the back pass, looking for a one-timer. And that one fought off by Ursula. Good opportunity there for Porter Martone coming in off the rush. Now to the point. Czechia starts to break out on their own end. They'll put this one back down for Adam Benoit. Actually puts it on about 150 feet. So that's going to force a O-zone draw that Canada's going to have to defend against. Michael Hage going to try to win a D-zone draw. Can't do it. This one shot toward George and blocked off, and then Hage gets hit very hard. He's going to pop back up slowly to his feet. He was turning a mincemeat there with Braeden Martin along the boards. Here's a wraparound attempt there. George doesn't have to fight it off. It goes wide. Canada try to get out of their own zone. Braeden Martin takes it to make a play. Spurns like a top looking for Hage. And off the touch pass, he's got it now. His back pass picked off. Good inside-out step through. Hage hit again. He's had a rough shift here. 18 minutes left to go in the second, and I'm glad Gordon Millar said it the same way that I did. My goodness. This goes to the left side red line. Hage. I'll try to fight for it. Martone sends this one across. Here's a wrister. This gets blocked. Try to get picked up at the line, but Czechia able to intercept. Here's Zimlicka. We'll send this one around. Richard Zimlicka has it now. We'll wrap it around the end boards here for Czechia. Zimlicka now plays it off the Karam. He's working behind the net of Carter George. Plays on his backhand. This one goes to the point. Shot. Deflected. Now on the recollect. Czechia, excellent work off the bumper. This slap shot goes high. It missed Carter George. Canada is a one-on-one. Will be sent back around and fought for by Furberger. He's got it now. Push this one ahead, looking for O'Reilly off a step through. Canada trying to get a steal. This is with Czechia. And can't hold the line. Got to go back here. Berger able to send this one in. George will stop with the pedal with stick. George is taking a little too long. Almost got thefted in behind the net. And we get a whistle at 16:56. Are we getting a call here? We'll see. Shot board is 13-12. Czechia leads that, but they're down by a goal. It's 2-1. So Klima with a couple of hits. Yuri Klima able to get a piece of Martin and get a piece of Michael Hage, who would look like they might be feeling it a little bit as you look at Braeden Martin's family, just to hopefully hope that they're okay, as they're just giving a little bit of a soft look toward those camera shots. Martin looks okay, though. Face-off loss. Canada actually won off the drawback, and they couldn't pick it up. Opportunity off the drop. Good combination play. Czechia fights it off at the net. And then another little bit of a late dusting and against Jett Luchanko, but the refs are going to break that up as Carter George will make the save. Brady Martin from Emerald, Ontario. He's playing for Sault Ste. Marie in the OHL. He's the 5th overall pick for the Nashville Predators. So Nashville is going to be having their eyes open in this game as well. He made his NHL debut on October 9th. But again, if they're allowed to, these guys can be put on loan to get more experience and development. But if you got guys like McKenzie or Constantinius, you're playing with a big club. Braeden will get a little bit of an early warning here. Another one of those would be a penalty, usually in the NHL, even in the IIHF. And now they have to make sure, both sides, with the warning here, that you don't do anything wrong on this second attempt when the puck is dropped. Still an ozone draw. Czechia wins it, try to fight it up the net right after. And when near the right dot, it goes just wide. David Tomaszek of the Oilers is going on waivers. I wonder if he's going to get claimed or go back as a Bakersfield Condor. This will be sent back around the left side inboards. Slowly sent in for Wojciech Chihar. Chihar off the pin. Flip this in around the end glass. Chihar now trying to center it out in front. Czechia pick it up off a skate. And this one goes just wide on the inboards here, looking for that bottom right corner. Czechia now. Good work at the point. Goes DDD up the one-timer. This one gets blocked. And one of the Canadians out in front. On the backhand now, Kieran. He's holding that blue line. He's the one that sent the pass across at the net. Czechia scores. Beautiful play. Backdoor pass. Slammed home in off the wrist shot. Would have been a delayed penalty anyway against Canada, but they've conceded the goal. The first one I see in the line is number 15 at Chihar. We'll see if he gets that goal. So Braeden with a slash on the hands would have been called. Aitcheson gets the puck off. That continued to play, so there was a delayed 6-on-5. Czechia takes this at the point, throws it to the right side dot, and at the net. It definitely looks like Chihar on the backdoor pass, flipped out of the air, lifts it over George in the butterfly, and we're tied at dose. We'll see who's got the secondary assist. I think it's Adam Benoit has the primary, but Chiosh there gets a chance out in front there from a Benoit opportunity. Benoit's look really good for Czechia here as this game is tied at 2 with 15:20 left to go in the second. John here with you on a solo call watching the opener of WJC's. This is the nightcap, but it is night 1 from St. Paul, Minnesota. Always a privilege to cover these, and luckily it's in the U.S., so I don't have to get up so early. This one's fought off here for Ursulak as almost a hip check the other way. Cannon on the forecheck was trying to find it. Now picked up in their own end. Braeden off the drop pass is Denoise. Denoise will throw this one to the right side dot, looking for a bank in off of Ursulak, but it's picked up here for the Czechs on their own end. Try to skate in between the circles, keeping his head up there. Excellent work. Czechia will send this one short side, and it will be fought off for Carter George, and then some words to be exchanged in between both. It was Adam Novotny with the last one. I had to pull back up my Canadian rosters. I apologize. Chiosh, you see the goal there, as this one got tipped. But Benoit, that's a beautiful pass. I mean, he's had a couple assists so far in both of these goals for Czechia, and I think he's been one of the guys I've definitely kept my eye on as been able to go ahead and talk about this game and call it. It's a privilege to be able to do it again. 14:42 once we go in the middle frame. Shot board is 16-12. Czechia has just tied it. As this played off the left side red line, here's a chance that the slap shot goes wide. Sent back in behind the end boards now for Travachny. And now McKenna tries to get a breakaway, and it's going to be a penalty against Czechia. They were fighting for it towards center ice, and Salmond might be the one going to the box. Not sure if it was a trip because I had to look back over, but definitely was an infraction. And it's going to be a Canadian power play here with 14:27 left to go in the middle frame. So hooking is the call against Marek. So he's going to sit in the box, and a chance from the point that was blocked from Defensemen had to force them to hold Gavin McKenna, or he would have been off to the races. So Canada is going to get an opportunity to take a 1-goal lead back. Again, they would have conceded a penalty if Czechia didn't just score. So here we go. Ozone draw. 14:27 left to go in the middle frame. Going here with you, watching this one from St. Paul on NHL Network. A little bit of a delay for me, but NHL Network in the States and TSN in Canada. Gavin McKenna off the cross pass. Here's a couple of chances in front of the net, but they can't clear it. Goes back to Gavin. Gavin at the point now. Flip this back around. There's Zayne Parekh. Age. His pass. To the left side dot. Canada patient. Their shot goes up high, hits the glass. McKenna absorbs the hit. Czechia just able to flip this one down the ice. We'll see if Patrick Augustus squad took a change. Carter George almost lost this in between his skate blades. His pass is slowly in behind the end boards. Start again from left to right. Zayne Parekh. Let his forwards take this one up the ice. Brady Martin. Again, he's got a point in this game. Send this one around. Again, he got the opening goal. Martin. He gets tied up a little bit. Czechia able to backhand this one down the ice. 1 minute left to go in the second power play, I believe, for Canada. Again, we joined this about 5 minutes in. We had to wait for the U.S. coverage to end. Parekh's pass. It's not going to be icing against Canada, but able to go on Czechia to maybe kill some more time out of this. Backhand. Kept in. Left side blue line now. That's where Canada is. Here's a wrister. This gets blocked. It goes back to Porter Martone. Looking for TJ Iginla, but it's in the glove hand. Michael Ursulak near that right dot. 13:02 left to go in the middle frame. So Stefan Hoch will be taking the D-zone draw for Czechia here. Jett Luchanko will take it for Canada. They're going to try to get some ozone possession. We've got 36 seconds left to work on the power play. It's tied up near the right dot. Canada does emerge with it. Have this at the point now for Harrison Brunicke. Cross from Michael Misa. Right side dot goes back to Misa. Misa patient, keeping his head up. Deflected off of one of the Czechian sticks. Canada now near the right side. TJ Iginla, hot pass. Here's Brunicke. Brunicke now throws it back to Michael Misa. Top line out there for Canada right now. Brunicke's pass near the right side dot. Jett Luchanko. Back to Misa. Set it back down for Aitcheson. Aitcheson at the point, Martone. Centering pass. It gets knocked off Iginla's stick. Czechia get this one away out of the backhand. And it's not far enough for icing. So Brunicke will have to pick it up. Left to right, that's what Canada wants to do for the rest of this second. We're almost halfway through regulation. It is a 2-2 tie. About 12 minutes left to go in the second. O'Reilly now. And off the spin, Sam O'Reilly will send this one in deep. Braeden Cootes couldn't find the puck. Flip back down for Michael Ursulak. Vladimir Javotny push this one ahead. Get a chance to get second. Almost fumbled on the puck there was Thomas Galvis, but the defenseman gets it in. Sends it toward the right glove of Carter George, goes wide. It ends up working it behind the end boards anyway. Galvis off the step up is in a pinch from the left side red line. Forwards now trying to provide some support from Vaclav Mistras. Another chance from the right side of the paint goes wide. And sent back down as an inadvertent clear. Javotny start again for Galvis. Goes back to Javotny. Take a hit there from Brendan Cootes. And Javetsky will start again. A little bit slowed down here for Czechia. I don't really mind that there for them. Both of these teams got to get their win. You can't play frenetically and expect that much success, although it is a U20 tournament. When you play a little bit later there, that's when things get tight, I have to imagine. Aitcheson will clear it in the left side red line. A little bit of a mishandle behind the net for Czechia. Might be allow Canada to get the puck steal here. They will. Near the right side red line. Braeden will steal the puck for a moment. Thomas Poltien try to get it out as this goes right to left. Flip back down the ice. Carter George, it hits him, so no icing. It would have been otherwise. To the left post. Zayne Parekh's pass. Offside red line looking for Braeden as this one goes back around the inboards for Ursulak. Ursulak and Reid, and now this will go the other for Zayne Parekh. Content to dump it in off for glove hand. It's picked up for Max Pazenka for the moment, but he coughs it up. To the left side red line. Canada, Michael Hage. He's got a goal in this game, the U of M man. This one across for Martone, takes another hit. A lot of physicality against those guys. This will go in wide off the inboards. Bounced up into the air there for Cameron Reid. Sent back around. Hage trying to keep it on at the point. Gavin McKenna. About a minute and a half now, the offensive zone for Canada. Pass across from Zayne Parekh. He was looking on a backdoor for Brady Martin from right to left. Martin on his backhand. He throws it out in front, but this goes right to Czechia across the blue paint. And they'll kiss it off the bench. And off the glass, this will start again now for Czechia. They're able to gain that blow line side, falling down, making a play as Novotny, but he's got no reinforcements to give Canada possession of this thing. Brady Martin on his backhand. At the point, trying to go back to Martin toward the right post, but it's just out of the way of him. Martin now sending him behind the inboards, be slowed down by McKenna's stick. Canada looking dangerous here. Hage turnaround shot. This one gets blocked. It's rolling out in front of the net. And Czechia able to knock this away from Porter Martone. Into the neutral zone off the steal. On a good turnover here for Canada. Here's a one-timer. This one goes wide in the left post. Flip back in behind the inboards. Czechia now. He's got it behind the office of Carter George at the point now. Shot deflected again. That one fought off by George at the outside of the cage. 2-on-2 developing here for Canada. And off the rush. Good save. Ursulak. Porter Martone, as we get some pushing and shoving, was the one that let it go. We'll take a break. We're still tied at 2.
Get your quote today.
You know how important a garage or a shop is. It's where good things are built and broken things get fixed. I started around my home garage because the work industry wasn't working for my buddies in the trades. These guys deserve a brand that actually stands behind them and listens to their needs. We're a little bit bigger now, and so is the garage. Every week, our team gathers in the front garage and we open up for our customers and local workers to hang out, get feedback on our products, and be part of what we're doing here at Brunicke. We're building something better. You could spend all night checking out and see what the doctor coming your way tomorrow as the Texans go against the Chargers. Houston can still make the playoffs. That's a 4-1 o'clock Pacific time, followed by the Ravens and the Packers. The Ravens can still catch. Minnesota Vikings. Well, that was Detroit Lions here yesterday. So USA was there, watched the game together. Here's Will Braeden. All for one. Shakes off Seeker, who scored against Canada last year's game for the quarterfinal.
8:15 left to go in the second. Czechia with the puck in the O zone. As this will be a chance. That's Canada now. Jett Luchanko, I apologize. This is split back down the inboards. Reschny trying to get it out of his own end. Czechia still trying to do some work in their own end. Finally, get this one through center ice. This will be flipped back down for Chihar. He was the one that's got the latest goal in the second. So back around, here's a good pass. One-timer scores! It's Sikora scores. Peter Sikora. 3-2 Czechia. One-timer for the right side. That was unselfish. Gives it up to Sikora. I think it was Chihar that might have made that pass again. 3-2 Czechia now has the lead. See how this works. Nostrassel able to get it out, and then a gorgeous pass. Nostrassel starts it. That was Chihar that let it go from the extra pass, and then Sikora scores. So Chihar gets a goal and an assist this period. Sikora scores, makes it 3-2. That is gorgeous. No chance for Carter George there. Czechia is out in front again. So Mike Johnson said this, and I remember it since he's been talking about it because I covered it last year. So Chihar was the one that took a hit to the knee. He sold it to the crowd, and the Canadians didn't like that. And he's the one now that already has a couple of points in this period. And that latest one was set up there for Sikora. Again, it looks like Sikora, but I'm just going to leave it as they announce it because I want to make sure I get it right. So Sikora from Chihar Nostrassel. It is 3-2 lead for the Czechs. It's been a good period for them. A couple of goals in this first. Now they've taken the lead, about 7:25 left. Opportunity now, Peter Galvis trying to send this one across. And this will be knocked away. And away from Adam Benoit. He's got a couple of points in this game as well. Here's a 3-on-2. Dene trying to make a move right out in front. Czechia have to brush into their own zone. They didn't want to cough it up in the middle of the slot. About 7 minutes left. Here's a chance at the point. This one fought off a couple times by Ursula near the right side post. Good finish of a hit there for Czechia. This is Benick there tied up a little bit as well. As long as the puck moves on the right side red line, ref can't blow the play dead. So it's a good thing there for Czechia to kill some more time here. A fan of them. Sam O'Reilly really trying to get this puck out. Finally does so now and finishes a big hit in behind the net. Good work for Czechia. Kiss it off the glass. We'll see if it'll go far enough for icing. Yes, it will. Right at 6:31.
Puts it right in the wheelhouse for Sikora. And just like that, Czechia's got the lead. Well, turned 20 on January 2nd, one of the oldest players in the tournament. After the players more than 2006 born later.
Again, it makes you feel old when Gordon Miller says this. The players that are born in 2006, they're on the older side of this tournament. It is U20, but as long as you stay in that, it's a January birthday for him, a little bit after this tournament, so you can definitely qualify. This will be sent back in behind the inboards for Adam Yurchek. Was one-time prospect of the Columbus Blue Jackets, but now member of the Minnesota Wild, as this one gets knocked away. Opportunity there was stolen. Novotny able to push this one ahead. Now Gavin McKenna trying to throw this one across. Now for McKenna over the last year, didn't really get a chance to see him too much because Kemna got eliminated early and he didn't really do as much as I thought for a top pick. But again, between Mac and celebrating Connor Bedard, it's much different. Here's Novotny. On a backhand, this one be sent away by George, but you'd have to think between Ivankovic and George that Canada has the most experience in the net. Stick drag Page, patient. That was a good move, but he doesn't take the shot. He went for a pass, and the opportunity goes wide. Novotny now off a 1-on-2. Adam Novotny will send this one toward George. He get knocked away. Turn back around, trying to look for Novotny on the left side red line. About 5 minutes left to go in this second. Czechia is just taking a 3-2 lead. Canada has iced it.
Still exhausted, still on the ice. He's got to be the one to have to take this face off, and he is struggling. He might have to put somebody else in there. TJ Gavin got to take it because he is not up to it physically.
Iginla had it for a moment. Secret is still doing battle after the one warning on the draw, but this is Canada now. Try to take this one from left to right. They're down a goal, but they got plenty of time. It's still in the second. This will be sent right to the middle of a slot, and that's what I like about Czechia. Always able to have Nostrassel there. They get the steal. Seeker off the rush. Good save. Try to bank it off the backside of Carter George. And this is a stick chop again. Able to get some extra possession as it's flipped around the inboards for Chinas. Sent away now for Michael Misa. Play this one and bounces off some skates. Iginla. Fight his man off. Put this one up a shovel out in front as it's picked up now for Canada. Aitcheson try to send this one to the left side red line. There's a turn up for Michael Misa. Cross ice. Rister. Shot gets blocked. They'll flip back down now. 4:05 left to go in this second. Very entertaining contest. And it's kind of the same feelings as it usually does when these teams play. 18-15 on the shot board. Czechia leads 3-2. They scored twice in this period. But on the backhand now near the players' bench. Flip back around for Brunicke. Send this one around. They stop by Ursula. The right side dot now. Here's with Czechia. Tittlebach. Send this one across ice. On the right side dot, Tittlebach was looking up for a drive, and this will be in the glove hand, the trapper, Carter George. It's time we take a break. We'll do so. 3:35 left of the second. Czechia up by a goal.
And he's breaking records in the SHL. Follow his and many other careers through live sport. Download the Elite Prospects app now. Aggressive, sliding under control, keeping that blocker nice and high, turning aside. Maybe I'll one pass into this game. Some of those rough checks are becoming problematic for Canada. Shots is heading for Czechia here in the second period. Czechs like their team here, and they've got 10 players here enough to return next year.
Picked up off the backhand. 3:20 left to go in the second. Canada try to get this one off the clear. Good play there for Parekh. Break it up into the neutral zone. Chance and off the rush now. Now to the left side dot. Back in at the point. Here's a wrister. This will get sent back in behind the inboards. Canada recollect. Fight for it here for Cameron Reid. And a chance. It is Zayne Parekh of the Calgary Flames who snipes it. And it's a 3-3 tie. Again, whether or not I root so much for Canada in general, I've been adopted the Flames from the Red Wings, even despite being a U.S. side. And it is Zayne Parekh with a bomb of a wrister. I want to see how this one materializes. He gets it off the drag, and he just collects it in one motion. Cooper Hopkins would be proud of that. Collects it in one motion and rifles it high and in. I mean, there is no screen. That's a perfect shot. If you have quick release, it's on red. Gorgeous shot. Excellent work. I want to see if it was tipped by Jett Luchanko. That's what Live Sport's saying. I don't know if it is. Again, that is as live as it gets. I think Zayne Parekh is going to get that goal right on his own lonesome here. So either way, we're tied 3. at 17:02. Again, that is, I'm looking this on live sport as I'm following this on NHL Network. Zayne Parekh is going to get that one for sure. Sent back around the inboards here. We're tied one more time. It's been an eventful second period. It's been 2-1 on both sides. Czechia has scored twice, but we're tied again at 3. Novotny, good move. As this one sent from a sharp angle on the left side red line and canceled off by George. Got McKenna with a sauce pass. Looking for Michael Hage. Hage now near the red line. He'll drop it back. Novotny able to get this off the back check and send this one down the ice across center. Canada in the middle of a change for Dale Hunter's squad. As Ursulak see it going behind the inboards. Furberger will get this out of his own end. And Klima. His pass actually hit one of the Canadians. Furberger was going back. Klima tried to get it out. He couldn't do so. And this will be some puck possession here for Michael Misa on that top line. Working behind the net, backhand, stick chop. Misa lost it for a moment, gets it back near the right dot. Canada's going to get some possession out of this. And Czechia still trying to get it out of their own end, can't do so. It's Porter Martone, the captaincy, back in behind the horn. Look this around now, Iginla. Here's Michael Misa. And at the point again. High slot. Here's a shot. This one gets deflected. Iginla gets the puck retrieval. It's got in behind the office here, Ursulak. Tej. They're giving him a lot of space near the left side end wall. High slot now. Martone looks for the deflection. Czechia is either exhausted or they just kind of play guard the net at this point. Their foot does not get out. And 101, it was play with a high stick, so at least a breath for the Czechs. We're going to get a late break right at 101. Zayne Parekh tied it one more time. It's 3-3.
Every product Rope makes is named after one of my buddies in the trades who inspired it and helped us design it. Matt Nairn, a union drywaller, needed a wet boot with serious comfort. Tony Tora, a Army veteran and jack of all trades, needed a paint that's built pump the first time. And John Shepard, a contractor and business owner, needed a work hoodie that performs in any situation. Every step of our design process revolves on listening to the guys who actually do the work, as they earn a seat at the table.
At Cootes, we believe every bite you take should be bursting with full flavor and be a good source of protein. Grass-fed, grass-finished meat sticks, zero sugar, and up to 12 grams of protein. Chomps, take bigger bites. Learn more at chomps.com.
You could spend all this sort of well, Zayne Parekh began to use the NHL with the Calgary Flames. Drafted by them in the first round, 9th overall in 2024. Scored his first NHL game last year against the LA Kings. His family, they were looking on for his last year. He wasn't initially invited to be camp, but wasn't enough injuries and was cut anyway.
This is probably the last time families get to experience drop at all on a hockey level, but minor hockey tournament.
Right.
After this in pro time, it's a different dynamic altogether.
It was a different tournament at the end of the year. Yeah.
45 seconds left to go in the second period. Zayne Parekh has just scored to make it 3-3 tie between Czechia and Canada. Again, both teams exchanged 2-1. This time it was around for Czechia. That's why we're tied. And Trace back in at the point. Send back in behind the inboards. Mateus Mon. Now for Chias. We'll send this one back to Mateus. Behind the cage, Ricardo George. It is picked off for a moment. Canada try to loop it out of the zone. A little hand grenade. This will be picked off of a jumping glove hand and sent back down. Shot board 22-16. Doesn't seem like Canada's got a lot of work done here in the first 40, but they'll take a tie unless this is a pass from Galvis that connects. It does not. So after 2, we're square at 3. That's going to set up for a very interesting last period of regulation, or maybe a little 3-on-3 should we need it. So we'll be back. We'll call the third period. I'll give you a reset during the break, and we'll see where we'll be after. Talk soon. So Reid and Denoise end up getting the assists on Zayne Parekh's latest goal. I'll make sure I throw that in here. So I'm going to give you the reset here, and then I'll kind of save the voice for the third. So right at 16:58 of the period, it's a beautiful pass from Benoit on the right side blue line. Shihar has his blade low, gets a stick on it, slides it through George, and it is a chance for a 2-2 tie. At 12:13 of that same stanza, again, no, I'm not going to do the reverse time because it'll be math. An extra pass off the puck, win to the left side red line. Strassel wins a puck battle. And then it's a one-touch from Chias to Sekera, and it's 3-2 Czechia with the lead. And from that one touch from the left side blue line, win a pass, kind of bank it toward the right, one-timer, right side blue line, looks good. Or right side blue paint, I should say, looks good. No chance for George to make the play. And then you have Zayne Parekh, his initial chance, it gets blocked, and then a lineup and fire. Again, I'll mark the time on that. That was at 17:02, so 2:58 left to go in the period. I'll make sure I mark that on my notes. And that's big for Zayne Parekh because he was cut last year in the World Juniors. He got invited with some injuries and then got cut later, and he's the one right now that's tied the game. That was 2:58 left in the period. He gets initially blocked at the right dot, as I mentioned, and then a couple passes back. He'll get it, recollect just outside the right dot, fire all in one motion. I mean, he can't really look to see where he is with the skates or anything, and that is top left corner and in a beautiful shot past the Czechian netminder, Michael Ursulak, and it's a 3-3 tie after 40 minutes. Again, they got the TSN panel here. We're watching this one on NHL Network. The reason why I was 5 minutes late is because you still wait for the U.S. coverage to finish. And I figured that was the way it was going to be because we've done enough of these. But they keep saying it again, Czechia and going the side of Canada. That's kind of the way it's been throughout the tournament. But it's fun to watch these teams play against each other. I mean, everybody that's in the tournament for a reason. Yes, I understand you get a little relegation last year, as you usually do, and then now Denmark gets an opportunity. I don't know how effective Denmark is going to be, but a chance to get to play in the World Juniors means a lot for these kids. And it's really cool on my perspective, I'll just say this quickly, to look at the upcoming talent in the 2026 NHL draft. That's why I like doing the tournament, because you get a chance to see what these kids actually look like and what they might bring at the next level. Somebody's got a cold-blooded vote here in my choice, and it says this is the year I think Canada gets back. I'm saying this is a diehard U.S. fan and wins a medal. What do you think they end up in 2026? Gold, silver, bronze are eliminated in quarterfinal, and the one vote is eliminated in the quarterfinal. If that happens 3 years in a row, you're going to take everything from the construction for general manager, president of operations, and all that, and you're going to toss it in the fire and start over. You got to bring your best offensive talent. If they get eliminated again that early, I say it's over. You got to blow it up. I do think Sweden and Canada should medal this year. The United States, we'll see. Bob Motzko, I mean, I'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow, but I don't know. I just don't know because you don't have David Carl on the other end for University of Denver. I think Bob Motzko is only there. I know he's respected in Minnesota, and they run a hockey program. It's Hockey Town there for a reason. Not the moniker of the United States, but still it's Minnesota, the hockey hotbed. I think he's only there because it's the host this year. Otherwise, I'd be using David Carl unless he didn't want to go.
talked about the bloodlines of some of the players in the tournament. Iginla, his dad, Jerome, ruled from the tournament in 1996 with a couple of impressive start.
Iginla with his best game to date. Free competition or otherwise against really tough competition in Czechia. Iginla has been all around the front of the net and showing great strength and explosiveness with his skating to protect the puck, to generate rush chances, to find open ice, and to get good looks in on net. I have been really impressed how he's been able to shed checkers to get the spots where he wants to go to create offense. He's been all over it. 3 shots on net, a whole bunch of misses, some creativity as well in behind. And if you're looking for someone who is playing well but not yet on the score sheet, Iginla would be a guy to look to as this game winds down.
His 4th full year in the Western League, he's got 13 goals in 17 games for Kelowna. Remember last year, in December, underwent hip surgery at the end of the season. Still, though, the first ever draft pick.
So Gord Miller and Mike Johnson, their profile before we got started in the third period. Iginla. Again, he's got 3 missed shots on net. He's been all over. He's able to shed checks, get to the front of the net, as they mentioned. I think he's looked really good as well. So I'm glad that they threw that out there. As we picked up into the right side dot. So 3-3 game as we're getting underway in the final frame of regulation. We might need more considering, but it's not going to be continuous OT because it's just the opening game. As this will be fell back down like a fish for Ursula. Will get a glove on it. It'll hold. So the no zone draw for Canada, and that line is already back out there. From Lake Country, British Columbia. He's played for the Kelowna and WHL. He was the 6th overall pick by the Utah Mammoth. I was hoping he would go to the Flames. Again, that is the easy thing for me to say considering the bloodlines. Again, they said his dad, Jerome, dominated in 1996. Did Gord Miller say that? So that takes you back through the span of reality, back in time. Sent back in behind the inboards now. Misa able to get this one to the point. Backing around now for Canada. Cameron Lee about the shot going behind the net. Here's a chance for Tija to center, and this will get picked up by Czechia. Be a race for right now. Cameron Reid's going to get there first. Reid will play this one up the back pass, and then right to left go Canada. Again, both teams exchanged a pair of goals to 1 on the other side. That is the way Czechia started the second period. That's why it's tied 3-3. Porter Martone got knocked off the puck. And this will be knocked away from Ursula, not able to hold near that left side red line. Misa takes a pin, and so does Iginla in that same spot. Have to turn around opportunity for Tomas Galvas trying to get this one up the checks. This game has been very nip and tuck as we expected it would over the years. Again, normally you'd have the voice register for me being incredibly excited, more so to the point of not knowing so much what to expect, and I'll still get there when I need to. But now you kind of get a little more measured here in terms of the way Czechia plays, the system that they run, as they're showing Max Pasenka on the other end. And this will be forcing an ozone draw for Canada off the icing. So kind of breathing a little bit heavy, what they've noticed, and I'm thinking the same thing. Again, I'm watching this on an NHL network, but considering it's the Canada side, they are carrying the TSN feed in the States for us. A little bit of a delay for me, but we're not going to miss this today, tomorrow, or Monday. This will be off the tie up here. Hage got brushed aside, and then a little push for Brady Martin will open the scoring. Don't want to do that too much, as the IIHF reps are just making sure that everything is in the nip and tuck. Kieran can't win the draw, so this will get sent back in behind the inboards, and Canada's going to steal it. Settled around now. Martin trying to get a lift. He will put it to an open end of the ice. That is where Canada is. Trying to throw a back pass for McKenna. McKenna makes his man fall down, but Czechia able to chip this one off the glass and send it down. And this will be ice one more time at 18:10 of the third. Again, it's going to take Saturday until the NHL action is back underway. But we have this game today, again, Boxing Day in Canada. I'm assuming everybody's joining in pretty much. I'm not going to say essentially Christmas, but Christmas in Canada and Christmas in the United States. So this is our only action that we're going to be able to carry today, but this is the best time in the opening day of the tournament. Be another D zone draw. This one is won by Czechia, but a little more tough time with Karen trying to get it out. McKenna's got it now. Gavin McKenna out of Penn State. He could be the #1 pick. We'll see if not Stenberg from Sweden. This one bit one of the Czechia players out in front. You get a number on that, and Kieran, he took that one up high, but he is okay. He settled back down now. For Harrison Brunicke. Brunicke now will chip this one off the glass. Here's Gavin McKenna. McKenna on his backhand. He works his way to the right side dot. Passing out of the air for Brunicke. He was a little bit too far. Canada trying to make something happen off that back pass on the right side red line, but it's picked off by Czechia. Put up the gut here. Here's a rush to ice and gets waved off. Czechia now with offensive possession near the right side dot. And a heavy hit on the right side boards takes out Ethan MacKenzie. Czechia now trying to go the other way, and Canada answers with a big hit of their own. Near the right side boards, this third period getting a little feisty. Chance up in the air as Adam Novotny tried to knock it down. There's a chance from the point. Off the helmet or hands of Gordon Olderstein and Carter George. And I think a penalty is going to be called against Czechia from what they're saying. We'll see here. I'm going to look at my box to see what we got. Yeah, the mirror checks can get busted for roughing. 3 minutes into this third period. It's a tie game, tied at 3. So 3 is essentially all wild. And a rough, he's got the stick in toward the neck of one of the Canadian players. That is Braeden Cootes. This is good physicality here, but too much after for your check, and he's going to go to the box. So third world junior for him, and that's why I've been able to call him quite a bit. Started out from, I think, close to 17 now, between 19 and 20. So Sekera, he got brushed out of the draw the first time, but they're going to redo it again. Try to take another D-zone draw. Sekera does win it. Canada did have a 6 face-off edge after that second period, but Czechia's been doing a better job in this third so far. Chias has it. Wojtek will go ahead and send this one back on Chias with a good pass. As Pasenka has his shot and go just wide. Back him on the inwards for Sekera. That's where Carter George is. And send him back around the blue paint, played around right to left goes Canada. Again, they have the whites and the mix of the red leaf on the legs and the black pants. Page. And we'll spin and turn. Gavin McKenna back out there on the power play. Again, they got a lot of shift time in this third so far. One of the Canada players are without a stick as this one's picked up on a backhand. Here's a chance, scores. I don't know if it was deflected, but Zayne Parekh again. He's got 2, and maybe he feels lifted here to be able to do what he wants to do for Canada. He's got 2 straight, and it's giving the Canadians the lead. Zayne Parekh is having himself some fun, and I will be sending a text to Cooper after this game as Zayne scores a power play goal. Zayne gets it toward the right dot. It was gloved down. As Gavin McKenna gloves it down, and then Zayne walks in. And I want to look at that one more time if they show it. As it gets gloved down, he gets a piece of it. And then he just smokes a wrister, ladies and gentlemen, inside the left dot. No look, lift in. He's done that twice on her slag. Right corner, left corner dot, doesn't matter. He's got a pair of goals here, and Canada's got the lead. So they're showing that goal again after a play at the net. It was McKenna's shot. It gets gloved down. He walks into the right dot from the left and then smokes it opposite side over the head of the netminder Ursulak. I mean, that is gorgeous. He's got 2 wrist shot goals that look unbelievably good. And if you're a Calgary Flames fan, you think you have to be excited as Czechia has iced his puck. Now, Canada trying to get closer to even on the shot board, but they lead on the scoreboard now. Parekh's got back-to-back goals. He scored with 3:01 left in the second, and now at 15:29 in the third, probably about 30 seconds before that sequence, 16 minutes. Parekh's got a pair, and now Canada's got the lead. This team has been back and forth, a little seesaw affair, and it's been fun. Czechia still leads on the shot board 23-19, but that's not what matters right now. We need to find the next goal. Question to me now, and I think this is the obvious one, how many more goals do you think Czechia is going to get? 3 or 4 might be at the top ends of their standing. They're probably saying the same thing for Canada. You wouldn't think that they would get that many more. But now with an empty net, that's certainly a possibility once we get to it later. As Pazenka will send this one around the end boards. Picked up now for Canada. And off the lofted pass, here's Zayne. We'll send this one down again, go out of the air. A lot of jumping here for the puck so far in this WJCs. As someone got checked on the bench and there was no call, so I guess we're not getting any of that stuff in this game. It's 2 power play opportunities here for Canada, but that's all that there's been. Czechia down 1. There's an opportunity off of the drag a couple times here for Tomas Galvis. He's still with it now. Near the right side, Doc can walk in, shoot past George. That was an opportunity. Sikori scores! Poltonen and Sekera. That was Galvis that made the play happen. He had it for about 30 seconds, and the coach can't believe it, Dale Hunter, back in behind the bench. Galvis was making stuff happen 1-on-3 in Canada's defensive end. Just dragging, buying himself some time. He gets a wide open look near the left side dot. It's a seam pass past George, and then as the carom goes around, near the right side red line, Danford gets knocked down, and Poltonen scores. He wins the battle right in front of the net, and he's got 1, and we're tied at 4. So Tomas Galvis able to buy some space, and Poltonen scores off the rebound. It's 4-4. And again, we just talked about where's Czechia going to find their offense. Well, again, you could say on the TSN side, and I agree with them, too many chances right in front of the blue paint. That's where Czechia scored all their dangerous goals. Zayne Parekh had so many heroics here, and that's not going to take away from his incredible game. But if you're Canada, you got to stop allowing chances right at the net. 13:45 left to go on the third. It's tied one more time. Play this one. Length of the ice here for Czechia as they'll gain the left side red line. It sends all the way back to Carter George. I don't know how much I can blame him, but you think Ivankovic going to get his good look when you play Latvia tomorrow. This one, walking. Iginla scores! Iginla with another ripper of a wrister. It's Parekh, Iginla. The last 3 goal scorers here, 5-4 Canada. That was an absolute missile. And I've said that 3 times. I'm trying to use all the other verbiage that I can. We'll see if Carter George gets an assist out of this. So Misa makes the pass, gets it to Iginla, walks into the left side dot. So Misa makes the pass. Where does he shoot this from? I know left dot. He'll pull it back and drag, and this beats the glove hand of Ursula and goes in. And now Canada has the lead one more time. My goodness, what a game this has been. So TJ Iginla, Michael Misa in the primary. I got a lot to type when we get a commercial break here. 5-4 Canada. It was 3-3 after 2. Again, it's another 2-1 in the period so far. This time Canada's got a couple of goals to go ahead. After Czechia tied it a minute and 11 seconds later off of Galvis's heroics that started the play. This will be sent back in behind the inboards. Canada now try to get it out. TJ Iginla from Ethan MacKenzie and Michael Misa. MacKenzie got the secondary assist. This has been the game of the tournament so far. We kind of knew that coming into this, but 9 goals so far. I didn't expect that many, to be honest with you. Here's a good alludance of a hit. This is Kashawn Aitcheson. Aitcheson will send this one in around the inboards. Sam O'Reilly back him on the net. A stick goes flying. I think of one of the Canadians. Czechia having trouble with it on their own end. Good back check now. Gets an opportunity for O'Reilly. Finds some space. Thomas Galvis helped created that tying goal. This will be sent back in behind for Chias. Chias now at the point. The shot goes off the glass and on a play and then bounces back to Carter George. We'll take a break before that. It is TJ Iginla with the latest. Answers a couple Parekh goals. It's 5-4. Canada takes the lead again. .11:40 left to go in the third. Canada is just taking the lead from TJ Iginla as we come back from break. Shot board 25-21 in favor of Czechia, but 9 total goals. And it looks like we might be getting some more. As Misa, good for TJ Iginla. This one's broken out. Czechia now. Left side red line. We'll put this in that same spot, blue line side. Put back in behind the inboards. Canada steals possession. Zayne Parekh with a pass ahead. Iginla back out there. He picks it off. One-timer. This one blocked out in front. Czechia with a flip as this one goes back. And alongside for Harrison Brunicke. This pass gets sent in behind the horn. Canada with a chance. High slot. Shot. Scores! Ethan MacKenzie. He's wide open. And Canada has a 2-goal lead. 6-4 now. 10 goals scored. You know, I've been covering all this stuff with the Waterford Sharks, and that's a routine. And the World Juniors, you know, it's going to be more open too. Between semi-pro A and WJC is a little bit different, but this is all offense all the time. Beautiful pass finds MacKenzie all alone. We'll have to see who got a piece of that to get it to number 13. He rips a heat seeker off the left side of the bottom post and in. And that one beats Ursulak. Again, for Ursulak or George, you can go right to left across whatever you want to. These goaltenders, there ain't much to do here as far as what to stop. There really isn't anything. 10:45 left to go in the third. So Ethan McKenzie, who got a secondary assist and the two Iginla go ahead, now has got a goal at 6-4 Canada. Maybe this game's going to feel a little bit different when you get closer to the medal rounds. If it's the same matchup, who knows? But this has been wide open. It's been fun. Sent back in behind the inboards now. Kubisa. And at the point, little fan. Kubisa trying to pick it up. This shot goes wide and sent back down the inboards. They've blown dead against Canada. They can't change off the ice. Doesn't matter, though. Ethan McKenzie had just scored. I think I have everything typed up till that point. So that definitely will be the case. So Hage is going to get the primary on McKenzie's goal. He's got a goal and 2 assists himself, the U of M man. This is flip back down. Again, day one, opening night of the WJCs, and this is an explosive start. It's 6-4 with 9:50 left to go in the third. Canada up by a pair. Pasenka flip this one down deep. Czechia now tries to find an Estersil, try to send at the point. This was fought up by George with the glove hand. Bounced up into the air a couple times. Can't tell you how many times I've said that. Iricek, playing his third World Juniors, turns it over. Backhanded play, sent toward the net. That was a good design, and that was knocked away. Zayne Parekh, he makes a windmill move. Parekh pass to nobody. I think he was just trying to get off the ice. He's already got a call. He's looking for hat trick watch, number 19. Pick back now for Reid. Start again. Zayne Parekh. Send this one to the left side red line as that gets knocked away. And Czechia will flip it in off the glass. 9 minutes left to go in the third. Canada in good position right now. They're going to continue. Sam O'Reilly try to get it out. This is coughed up at the left side red line, and Czechia will do their due diligence. They'll throw it in. Carter George will stop with the stick blade as this will be recollected here for Ethan McKenzie. He's got the latest goal. That's why it's 6-4. Czechia tried to race up across the IIHF logo. Good work there. Novosny tried to take a shot. This one gets deflected. Canada now. Rush the other way. Iginla the trailer. This at the net. This will be sticked aside by Ursulak. Canada now. Back in the midpoint. This will be picked off here for Tomas Galvis. Had himself a pretty good game. He's getting worked over behind the net now. Galvis with a flip pass. He will get it out. Excellent work there. And at 8:11 of the third, we have a whistle. We will take a break. Ethan McKenzie's got the latest. Canada's up a pair, 6-4.
This is a story about the one. The one who looks to grace to lace rock flies. Getting it done right is a craft. It takes experience, the right material, and the right partner, like Ranger, with a lot of professional grade products. For the one, working hard means others can play even harder. Call Click
So captaincy Porter Martone for Canada goes to the box for holding. As we come back in, 8:10 left to go in the third. It's a big power play for Czechia. They're down 6-4. Again, they need to score this. We will have to do the face-off one more time. But they have to score this right now. This is not a miss situation. You could find some more traffic in front of the net, which they've done. But I don't even think that they've expected to give up 6 goals, or Canada might have expected to score 6 goals. Whether you give or take, again, if you had somebody like Macklin celebrating still on this team, then maybe you could kind of change some words. Sam O'Reilly try to take the draw. We get another failed draw off the whistle. Are we going to get any sort of penalties here, or are they just going to adjust the clock? We'll go back to 8:11. This is the third time that we tried to attempt to drop this puck near the right side now. So Sam O'Reilly can't move. That's what Mike Johnston's saying. The draw is finally clean. Both teams are warned once. You can't be warned twice on each subsequent draw. Picked up on the backhand. Start again now for Chias. Chias, you're a check. It is a Czechia power play. Porter Martone in the box for the hold. Here's a wrister. Sikora has got a couple points in this game. His shot gets blocked. Canada will pull back and then just elect to throw it down the ice. That's smart, be able to kill some extra time. 7:40 left to go in the third. Canada nursing a 2-goal lead. They can put it away here in a few minutes, at least if they can kill this penalty. As this is Chias now. Start this one again to the right side red line. Back to the point up for Thomas Galvis. Right dot, Galvis has it again, high slot. He's looking for a lane here. Opportunity this one is spot off at the left side of the dot. Chias will pick it back up. Carter George said no with the glove. Goes back to Galvis. Slap pass near the right side. A little bit too hard. This is Brunicke trying to get it out. He failed to do so. Picked up on the backhand. Czechia is still rocking with the puck here. Right at 7 minutes. Here's a shot up high. It gets deflected. Recollected near the right dot. Canada's starting to get tired here. 40 seconds left to go in the Czechia power play. Really is their first, honestly. Walking chance to the right side, looking for a pass across. This goes in behind the net. It was a little too far for Novotny. Kept it at the point again now. Near the right dot, Galvis, touch pass. He's got it near the left side dot. Czechia looking dangerous. Here's a wrister. Hits the glass. Stays in play. Against the right side, board play now for Czechia. Has it. 15 seconds left to go on the power play. It's been their puck the whole time. Carter George makes a save. He'll hold on to it. A little late cross check delivered by Canada in front of Novotny, but I think that'll be okay enough as long as they don't do it again. 11 seconds left to go on the power play, but it's a whole sequence in which Czechia had the puck. And Canada will be able to get a change now because Carter George was able to make a save. And Brunicke, he took that puck near his left side of the skates. 44th overall pick by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2024 in the second round. Another ozone draw. 6:21 left in the third. Start again now. Nestersil will send this one back. Carter George was way out of the goal crease. He misread that badly, but Czechia can start again. He's back on the stand-up. Here's a one-timer. This goes wide and behind the net. Try to get recollected now for Ben Danford. Danford flips it out. This is Porter Martone. He was able to catch it. Good save out in front. He was able to catch it right out of the box and get a chance. But Orsolak says no. 5:56 left to go in the third. That little Allison Chains, man in the box. Canada almost scored off of that. We'll go to the break, though. 5:56 left. It's still within 2. 6-4 Canada.
Who is this? Oh, he might be the number 1 draft pick this year, and he's breaking records in the SHL, volleyball, many other careers through high school. Download the Elite Prospects app now. Are you sick and tired of seeing start out preseason and quickly fade round over time? Introducing Cerakote's Braeden ceramic tire coat. Cerakote's true ceramic technology has just the right amount of shine and lasts up to 10 times longer than traditional dressings. Just wipe it off to get professional showroom shine without greasy plastic stains on your vehicle. You can trust Cerakote's never let selling valuable products with over 60,000 five-star reviews. This is the best tire coat that you'll ever use, guaranteed. Buy today for under $20.
tomorrow, but Latvia stunned Canada in the World Junior Championship in Ottawa, and they'll meet on the anniversary. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, our coverage starts. Shootout win by
So Canada's got a quick turnaround tomorrow. They're going to play Latvia at 4 p.m. A year ago today was that stunner. Probably one of the games I covered. I actually covered a lot of the tournament throughout the last few years. But didn't want to miss this opener. It's probably the best matchup of the nightcap. 10 goals scored so far. Canada's got a 6-4 lead with 5:56 left to go in the third. Porter Martone was in the box for a hold. Canada killed it, and that's where we are. It's an ozone draw for them. John out here with you on the call. The host is St. Paul, Minnesota. They're in the Wild Arena right now, XL Energy Center, taking this one in. This will be sent back in behind the inboards, and that is where Yuri Klima is. Klima back in behind his own cage. Czechia able to get it out. Again, they're in the reds with the silver and the blue helmets. Canada in the all white with the black pants and the red maple leaf on the skates. This will be sent back now to the left side dot, and Carter George has that off the shot from Stefan Hatch. 5:33 left in the third. We'll get a stoppage.
Trying to finalize their system. We have not seen at any point in the pre-competition game for this game is sort of going to a defensive shell. I don't know if that's not the personality or that's not the tactics of Dale Hunter, but 5.5 minutes left. You're up by 2 goals. Most teams would a little more discretionary activating and pitching and being aggressive. We haven't.
So Mike Johnson makes a good point, and I know this is an obvious one as far as having a lead and trying to not necessarily park the bus, but go more of a defensive stance. Well, Dale Hunter is the new head coach. They've been shifting head coaches in and out since Canada's been eliminated or eliminated early without meddling. Maybe Dale Hunter's not going to do that. They said in the preseason tournament games they haven't done that either. So we'll see what happens in this final 5 as we're getting set for that in another 20 seconds. Jett, Luchanko, Martone. This one will be gloved out of the air, looking for Martone on the left side of the blue line. Players will come together, but nothing of it. Again, Vegas and Colorado, they'll be playing at 10 p.m. Eastern. That was a game I was going to consider covering tomorrow, but considering we got USA and Switzerland, I want to get a chance to get a look at them before it gets too late in the tournament. We'll do that tomorrow. Again, this is what I've worked about 5 o'clock or so. My game will be at 6, so it'll be a good time for both of us to finish and then spend time as well. So that'll work out. We'll be able to get everything done and squared away. Keep it clean on a Saturday night. Michael Misa will take this draw against Sikora. 5:17 left in the third. Steve Sullivan's been named the assistant coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. As soon as I go across the scoring bar of NHL Network, again watching this one from TSN and NHL Network. Porter Martone off the tip. Trying to look for Sikora. A little bit of a battle here. Try to get this out of his own end. Pick up here for Pasenka in his own end. He gets this one off the glass. Near the left side red line. Players will come together in Canada now. There's a 2-goal lead. We're already inside the final 5. Mr. gets sticked away from the captaincy of Martone. He coughs it up. Near the left side red line. Czechia has got to rush. You got to do so quickly. Probably need a goal in the next 2 minutes. We got 4:35 left. Here's a backdoor pass, and they get it. My goodness, they won't go away. And Czechia now at 6-5. Another one-timer, a little give-and-go pass toward the middle of the slot near the left dot. And Czechia has made it a 6-5 game with 4:34 left to go in the third. Little windmill drag to avoid a hit. And on the blue line, in a give-and-go play in the mix between the Strassel and Galvis. So Galvis scores, and I mean in the third period, as we said, he was a guy on a 1-on-3 essentially that created enough space for them to get within a goal again, and now he scored to get himself within a goal. 4:34 left to go in the third, and wouldn't you know it, Mike Johnson's point that he just made about maybe possibly parking the bus hasn't gone away. It's now 6-5, and they're just not developing a defensive opportunity and identity for Canada. Nestor Sol and Chihas get the primary and secondary assist from the goal from Galvis at 15:26. Czechia now within a goal one more time. Can Canada concede a 6-goal against Czechia? That would be absolute insanity. USA won their game 6-3 over Germany. Here is a pickup on the backhand. Have to recollect now for Braeden. Assistant captaincy. This will go to the point. Here is Aitcheson walks in, shoots. This one will get knocked away. Picked up now by Canada. Ben Danford throws it out in front. Pinball goes wide. Czechia was put it into their own net. 3:45 left to go in the third. This is going to be collected across the red line. Czechia will fight, gain it in. Have to give it up to Danford. Danford, number 14 for Canada. On defense, we'll send this one and get around Klima. 3:25 left to go in the second. Czechia has got it back within one. It's 6-5. This game has been insane. This will go back to the point. Right side blue line. Bouncing puck goes wide. Left side dot. Czechia collects in their own end. Trying to get it up off the foot. Don't do so, but Czechia is there off the back skate in the Novotny. Take this one D to D now. 3 minutes left to go thereabouts in the third. Gains the left side red line. Czechia fighting for the puck. Stephen Hotch got this in. Czechia shoots. This gets blocked. There's this bit Martone. Now to the left side dot. Czechia on the backhand. Working in toward the middle. Kept on the outside now. Is just flipped it across the red line. Here's a spin and turn for Klima. He can't find the puck. There's some Brunicke for defense. Coughs it up. Czechia now sends it back in behind again for Carter George, who stops it behind the net. 2:30 left to go in this second. Here's a pinch of a hit there for Richard Zemmelka. Sam O'Reilly will flip this one down the ice. 2:15 left to go as the icing is waved off. Both teams make a change. Dale Hunter's and Patrick Augusta's squad respectively. Czechia looking for a breakout right to left. They'll get their play started. Here's a pass for the left side blue line, picked off. Canada. It's not a 1,000-pound weight this time. They'll clear it down the ice. Bounce off the glass. Porter Martone try to give chase. Making life difficult for Matej Kubica. Kubica now falls down. No penalty called as this goes to the left side red line and Canada emerges. And behind the net of Carter George. 1:40 left to go in the third now. Here's a chop for the puck. It gets knocked away from Michael Misa. Czechia does get it out back to center ice. Misa recollects. He throws it back to his defense. Aitcheson goes back to the point. It's Iginla. He'll flip this one down. 1:20 now left to go in the third. Is Czechia going to be able to pull their netminder and Ursulak? It's 6-5. They don't have enough puck possession yet as they flip it in. He's slowed down by George. I don't see the signal yet for the empty net. This is a steal. Fired up high. 1:07 left to go in the third. Time is running out for Czechia's comeback. 67 seconds left to go. Czechia now has pulled their netminder, and we will get a TO from Patrick Augusta's squad.
Pretty tidy hit for a defenseman in Galvis, so that sets the table here. Minute 7 left on the clock. Offensive zone plays up for Czechia. Exactly what you want. Call your timeout. Rest your guys. They can play the rest of the game. Your top offensive players.
And now we'll get an idea of who Dale Hunter wants in this situation.
I would imagine Luchanko on the right side would be up there for the face-off. We'll see age on the ice. If you get it right, O'Reilly, of course, the guy that Dale Hunter knows so well from London. There's O'Reilly. Right there to take the defensive zone face-off. Get the tap on Gwen.
So McKenzie and Brunicke on defense.
Martone as a right winger. Gwen as a left winger. And O'Reilly to take the face-off.
The receiver up to the draw for the Jets.
Oh no, good luck trying to get this one down.
Alan Scott, the lineman from the U.S.
It's not a linesman. We'll get this one in. It's an empty net. Canada's got a chance to ice it, and they'll do so. 7-5, your score. Porter Martone, the captaincy, And Canada looks like they're going to be able to take this one home. 60 seconds left. They win the draw, get it down the ice. They do so quickly. That took 6 seconds. And Martone gives his team a 2-goal lead.
Silly. I mean, it's unfortunate that being not in a situation by the bench that could escalate. Well, we saw Zayne before going down the bench. In 2009, James Van Reid was like the first line a Canadian player was flying by, somewhat out of character. This sort of behavior probably won't be character for Martone, who's a bit of an antagonist. But now, Czechia can win a face-off, get the goaltender back out, and have a minute to try to score 2 more.
So we got a development here. After Martone's goal, he tapped Novotny of Czechia and got it unsportsmanlike. So it's going to give Czechia a power play here with 1 minute left to go. Now Canada's up by 2, but you don't want to make any silly penalties. Get a little soft, but they don't allow you to do those types of things in the IIHF. I don't think that's going to cost Canada anything. That's going to be a lesson learned. They're doing to MacKenzie. MacKenzie's been on fire here in this third period. I'm not even just saying that as an NHL EA reference. He's been excellent. This will be picked up now on the backhand. Czechia can't hold it in. Again, they could essentially have a 6-on-4 on this power play. But Ursulak not leaving the goal crease just yet. 30 seconds left to go in the third. Canada up by 2. Porter Martone in the box for the unsportsmanlike. And Canada now will send this down. Sam O'Reilly put it in deep. 20 seconds left to go in the third. Canada looks like they're going to win this one. But it was tight, just like we expected. But every single one of these games on opening night has been pretty damn good, all things considered. 7-5 your score. Canada's got the lead. 8 seconds left to go in the third. Here's a pass right out in front. One more shot. Put off by George. And that's going to do it. Canada survives the opener. They beat Czechia 7-5. Zayne Parekh was insane in the third period. Back in the second and third, the goals went back and forth. And between both of these teams, I'm just going to reset this here for you really quickly before I go. You got Parekh to Iginla. You have MacKenzie, Porter Martone with goals. And then Poltien and Galvis in the third for Czechia as well. This game was a lot of fun, but it ends 7-5. Canada holds on. And there wasn't any upsets in night one, but boy, these games were close. We'll see you tomorrow for USA Switzerland. Peace, everybody.
Canada last year scored how many goals? 13. They're more than halfway to that total after the first game against a really good team in Czechia.
Now with the player of the game presentations and then the Canadian national anthem. The player of the game awards are pretty cool. They're woven blankets with the Minnesota flag.